Good morning. Today is Thursday, May 9th, 2024 in the morning at about 5:30 in the morning. We continue with Tanya. And we're in chapter 47. Today, your daily exodus from Egypt. We just went through Passover, so it's very relevant. Tanya is emphasizing that that the Pesach exodus, Jews' exodus from Egypt, and on Passover, on Pesach, and arriving after 40 years through the desert in Egypt, every Jew has to consider as a personal exodus from Egypt. In fact, Jewish tradition doesn't apply to the rest of the nations, but when you think about it, this is my own thought, that it probably applies to every person to liberate himself or herself from the bond that we have of indifference, of callousness, of insufficient efforts to refine ourselves for the better. It says, Tanya quotes, in each and every generation, that's a Mishnah, in each and every generation, a person must see himself or herself as if he had personally escaped from Egypt. And it refers to escape, quotes and quotes, of the godly soul. Remember we talked about godly soul and animal soul? So the godly soul is entrapped inside of us. So we want to liberate it, escape from imprisonment by the body, to become absorbed with the divine light, with the blessed infinite light. The Hebrew word of Egypt, Mitzrayim, is a derivative of Metzor, which means confinement through limitations. So we want to improve ourselves, escape our limitations. Tanya then says, when you say the words Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, God is our God, God is one. That's a central Jewish prayer. Jews said it when they were massacred. The last words that Jew says in his life is the words of Shema. You think how your ego is being voided as you're absorbed in the oneness of the blessed infinite light. You know, we talk about getting closer to God versus actually getting one with God. And we talk in our lessons, this is lesson 76 or 77, I believe. We talked about absorption with infinite light unifies our divine soul with its source, not just getting it closer, but make it unified. So we, as far as we're concerned, the inheritance, the Deuteronomy says, you get an inheritance, gift, matana. The gift is the Torah. God gave us a Torah, and our inheritance and the gift is the opportunity to connect with the unveiled, blessed, infinite light of God through studying and observing the Torah, action. And He implanted His blessed will and wisdom of the Torah. So Torah is our gift. Tanya now comes to a very interesting point. Now it invokes Zohar, Kabbalah, and it says, the verse in the Torah, it says, they should take me and they should take an offering. That's a quote from the Torah. Okay, so Torah says they should take me. The simple meaning, they should take me an offering. Usually we would say they should give me an offering. They should take me an offering. So Zohar said the phrase really has to be thought as they should take me and they should take an offering. The word "and" is not actually in the Torah. Torah says they should take me, they should take an offering. So they should take me and they should take an offering. The "and" is implied, and the Har said the "and" was purposely omitted from the text to hint in a deep truth. What can we learn from this missing "and"? Rather, the text purposely omitted the conjunction "and" from the phrase, they should take me an offering. They should take me an offering. In order that the hint that the God and an offering, the mitzvah, good deeds, are entirely one without any separation. So they should take me, make an offering. They equate me, God, and offering as one. So the Zohar is saying that is a meaning that when you, and in the desert, at the revelation of Sinai, when we received Torah, that's a state that the Jewish people received. They became essentially one with God. In fact, the experience was so strong that after the second commandment, they came to Moses, we can't take it anymore. It's too close. We're going to die. And God said to Moses, they have a point. It's very strong medicine. It's a very strong inheritance to give you. So Moses was filtering down. The light was a little bit diminished, so to speak, through Moses, in order to people to be able to observe it. Experience was strong. But the first two commandments, main commandments that God is one, were given directly. And the end was missing. They should take me. They should take an offering. So it's a very powerful point. That's in chapter 47 in Zohar. And then tomorrow we're going to continue in chapter 48, the paradox of the tzimtzum. Why diminishment of God's light is crucial. We keep talking continuously that the light was diminished because you cannot look at the sun without the glasses, without the filters. So it's a paradox. On one hand, we want to be revealed to the truth, but the truth is so strong that it can blind us, it can hurt us. So God filtered it down to us. So you can see the back of God, as he told Moses. And yet, even that vision is sufficient for us to apply then the garments of the souls, the thought, speech, and action, the prayer, Torah, and mitzvot, deeds, to become closer to, elevate our soul, and then bring the light down to it and become one. And that's what the Kabbalistic meaning of the missing end between light and the korban, the light, the God, and the sacrifice. Sacrifice has been our prayer, our Torah study. The Torah study, essentially, that the sacrifice makes you one with God. Not close to, but actually one. It's interesting thoughts. I get some comments and questions, and hopefully we answer them together, but it's a very powerful, especially nowadays when the light and darkness are so much becoming visible. The light begins to illuminate the darkness, the anti-Semitism, anti-God, the protest for everything goes, and the Jewish people, the carriers of the light, being attacked for being carriers. That's a normal and expected ways by Torah, by Zohar, by the Tanya, that we live in a days when it's no longer gray area, everything under the cover. It's exposed, and the darkness is being illuminated. The challenge of the world is to understand that, but also a challenge to the Jews to continue with our mission of bringing the light to the darkness. If we fail in this mission, even a little bit, like Moses, our teacher Moses, he wasn't allowed to come to Israel because he made relatively minor mistake from our views, from normal people's views. He didn't talk to the rock, he hit the rock. Well, what's the big deal? Well, that was a big deal from his level. And that's the test for us, for Jews today, to become the nations of the world, United Nations, overwhelmingly express its hatred, its approach to its joining of the dark side. More and more and more, the light wants to be extinguished, and that makes it even more important for us. A message is very strong. Wake up, open our eyes, and refine ourselves further. Yes, it is our mission. It's a Jewish mission to bring the light to the world. Once it happens, the world will be illuminated, and the prophets, Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, they'll predict the ultimate redemption and unification of a whole mankind. That's about to happen. But before that, the darkness have to be lit. All these protests in the United States, all these protests in Europe, all this hatred, not only protests, but hatred, anti-Semitism, appeals to gas the Jews, to kill the Jews, praising Hitler. That's combined not only pure anti-Semitism, but a hatred against anything that is God-oriented, anything that is religious, quote-unquote, in the views of these protesters. And that combined hatred will be illuminated on. Now it's being exposed. The rest of the world also begins to awaken, but it takes time, and it takes an effort. And the message for us, from Tanya, Jewish people, the children of God, children of Hashem, the messengers of Hashem, the child of the firstborn of God is Israel. Israel, its firstborn. That's our prophet Isaiah say. The firstborn of God is Israel. It says in the Torah. I think it's Deuteronomy, I forget, 422, something, 421. The firstborn is people of Israel. And that is our mission. And if we fail our mission, if we start paying more attention towards going to the beach and making technologies and eating from the tree, eating the apple of knowledge, nothing wrong with knowledge, nothing wrong with learning things and doing technology, but if that becomes the main thing, the Tower of Babel, that we want to reach God and tell God we don't need you anymore, then light is diminished. And it's our job to bring more light to the world, to illuminate the goodness in it. And that's the times we live. And we can see it, we can feel it. We can see it from the thought, speech, and action, and also pre-thought. And that strength and that ultimate light is beginning to shine. We started the process, and I hope you, watching this, will join in this process. Pray, study Torah, do good deeds, be a good person, be a good human, whether a Jew or not. And that is the mission of light. Have a great day.